Hi everyone, it's Vickie Kello, your independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Brisbane. Happy Friday! Just logging on to the iPad. Hi Carrie! So I can see who's watching. Hi Lana! Hi Sue! Hi Donna! Hi Mum! I'm glad it's Friday. It's been a massive week this week. Oh, I didn't get a stamp set. I need to get a stamp set. Sorry, I forgot my giveaway. Hi Glenda. I forgot my giveaway stamp set for tonight. Adrian did the draw and I'm like, yep. And forgot to go get it. Me too, been a long week. Hi Karen. Everyone's on tonight. So just while we're waiting for a few more people, I got some... I'm much better this week. Thank you for asking, Glenda. All back to normal now, I think, which is great. I got some more mail this week. So I got another happy birthday. And this, I don't know whether it's showing up on camera, but this daisy is very shiny and sparkly as well. And this came from Leslie, who's in WA. So this was lovely. Hi, Kerry. And then this card came from Megan. So that was nice to get that. And then this was, because I'm a part of a Random Act of Kindness group as well. So this came as part of the Random Act of Kindness.
They're all backwards, babe.
Yeah, I know. And this one came all the way from the UK, I'm pretty sure. Yes, she's from Jane in the UK, northwest of England, in Lancashire. Hi Sue, it's back. Yeah, I hadn't changed it over. Karen, Adrian said that in the background as well, and that's why I'm like, yeah, I know, it's only for a little minute. Because then I got to change it back and then flip it, and you know, I hadn't got around to that. But I thought this was a really pretty card. I don't know, the light's a bit shiny tonight too. But there's lots of shine on the card too. She's used that shimmery white cardstock, which you can really see in the camera there. So that was nice to get some happy mail too. Everyone likes getting mail. So I've got to pop them over for my blog posts because I'm a little bit behind on blog posts because I got a little bit sick and it all went downhill. So just a reminder that we've got my giveaway for this month. Here we go, I've written down my notes. So to go in the draw, any comment on my Facebook post or my Instagram post gets you 7 entries. Share my post gets you 14 entries. Place a customer order of more than $50 gets you 21 entries. Participate in any of my online classes gets you 28 entries. Attend my extravaganza day, which is tomorrow, you get 35 entries. And if you would like to join my team, then you get 70 entries. And each week, so I usually do a little giveaway for the comments on my Facebook post, on my Facebook live video. But for the month of October, I'm giving away stamp set instead of, usually I give away like paper or some little embellishments or something like that. But it's a massive giveaway in October. So I'm giving away stamp set each night. You are in, Lana. And so tonight the winner is Marnie in Harvey Bay. Now Marnie, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your surname, but it's Marnie P. And I don't think she'll be watching tonight because I think she's in Vietnam for her 50th. Because her and I celebrate our birthday in October. but she's the big 5-0 this year, so she's made a massive trip of it and gone to Vietnam. But it'll be in the post for you, Marnie, so this is your prize. So I'll pop that in the post, and so you'll have something to come home to. That's exciting. So we've got one more stamp set giveaway for next week for the comments of this week's video. And then also next week I'll draw the massive prizes, which is what the other little entries are for, like for the sharing of the posts and things like that. That goes into the draw. I've got 2 prizes, one for my team members and one for my customers and other followers. And they're both valued at over $70. So I'll do a draw for that. And I'm trying to work out how to do it so we can do it electronically while I'm filming so you can all see it happen. But that's still a work in progress. We'll work out how to do that hopefully by next week. So that's very exciting. So I'll put Marnie's name on that. So I've got something a little bit different tonight. Usually I make cards. I want to finish making my little goodie bag boxes. Oh, thanks, Kerry. Goodie bag boxes for the ladies attending my extravaganza day tomorrow. So what I'm doing is covering these envelope boxes that I have with some DSP and making them pretty and then sticking all their goodies inside. So I want to show you, I have a lot of questions. When I made my Everything is Rosy box, everyone asked for dimensions and how I did it and things like that. That I made completely from scratch. This I'm covering, but I still want to show you my process and how I go through it because it might help you with your process or how you work out how to make boxes and things like that to fit certain items in. So I'll flip you around and then I can show you my process. Hi Sylvia, you're back from holidays. Okay. Oh, pressed it too many times, hopefully. Is that working? Oh yeah, good. I was fiddling this week with some camera settings and things, so I had to check whether it was all going to be good again. So this is what I want to cover. And it's just my envelope box from Officeworks. So when I first start a project, I get some like retired 12 by 12 paper that I don't really care if I stuff up, right? Especially because tonight I want to use the Brightly Gleaming and I am down to my last 2 full sheets of 12 by 12 Brightly Gleaming. So I do not have a lot of paper to waste if I make a mistake. So we'll practice on this one first, and I have got nothing prepped at all, haven't started, so you can see this process start to finish. All I have done is kind of got my 12 by 12 and going, yep, 1 piece is going to be enough for me. I don't need to get 2 pieces for this. And that seriously is all I've done. So what I would do first is then just get a ruler. Now I work in inches and I know we're in Australia, but I find when I'm crafting, inches is just so much easier to work with. So I measure from, we're gonna do this wrapping bit first. So I measure the height of the box is 4.5, and I have my little piece of paper next to me. 4.5 plus then the bottom of the box is 2 1/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sixteenths. And then this side is obviously going to be 4.5 again. So then if we add that up, and this is all I'm doing here, so that'll be 9 and then 10, 11 and then 5 sixteenths. Now, because when we score and there might be a little bit of a fold, I'm going to add 1 16th to each side. So then I'm going to end up with 11 and 8 sixteenths. So then that'll end up being 11.5, if that makes sense. So we need to then bring our trimmer in. And I don't know where my order is. I think one of the ladies in my team had her order go from Sydney to Hervey Bay back to Brisbane. And I'm seriously thinking I've got the same thing happening, because I ordered 2 orders on the 18th of October, and one arrived yesterday and the other one hasn't, and they were both shipped on the same day. And that's obviously got my trimmer in it, but that's okay. So we want 11.5. I've got a ratty piece down there, and I know this is just scrap, but I just want to make sure I've got square, clean edges. Okay, so then we've got 11.5 this side, and then I want to do my scoring. Now, my scoring is 4.5, plus I've added 1 16th onto each side. So I'm going to score at 4 and 5 sixteenths. So we'll get rid of the cutting blade and score at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 4 and 7. No, 4 and 9 sixteenths is what we're scoring at, because a half is 8 sixteenths. And then we could just flip it, turn it around 180, and we go 4 and 9 sixteenths again. And that should be good. So if we fold this, and let me just, right, so we score, because we're going to make this again 4 and 9 sixteenths with pretty paper once we work this out. And we have a nice fit, nice even fit for around the side. So now we need to work out to covering this way. The old imperial measures are confusing sometimes. It is, and I never learnt the old imperial measures, Donna. I only know them from crafting, but I just find it so much easier to craft in inches, which is really weird because I don't do anything else in inches. So the side is 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'll do that at 6. So 2 and 6 sixteenths plus. And like if you had a box that you were trying to just create, you would create in normal measurements, like in whole numbers and things like that. But when you're trying to cover something, you need to cover for their measurements. So this is 6.5 plus 2 and 6 sixteenths. So then that'll be 9 sixteenths, which will make that 2, that's 10 and 11. God, 11 and a half. I need a calculator. So that's 6, 12 and 9 is then 21. 21 over 16 is then 1 and 5 sixteenths. So then that's plus then 11. So it's 11 and 5 sixteenths. I made that a lot more difficult than it should have been, didn't I? Oh. And I've just really bumped the camera. Okay, so then we need to get our trimmer back again. And then going this way, we need 11 and 5 sixteenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I move that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trim that bit off. And then we need to score at 2 and 6 sixteenths. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And turn that around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then if we fold those score lines, I was never good at maths. I always find, it's like when I'm typing, I'm really good at typing until somebody sits there and watches me type. Then I seem to make every mistake under the sun. All right, so that fits and that wraps around there. Oh, happy days. Okay, so then what do you do? Oh, dropped my pokey quill. Is you then just trim up these score lines. And the idea would be that folds into that, and that folds into that. And that sits in there. Happy days. Done, all even, everything's covered. So now that I've got my prototype, we can do it with real paper because I didn't stuff up. So hopefully that is a good tip for you and how I work it out. I'm sure there is probably an easy way because I did make that look very difficult. So what we'll do now is get the pretty paper, and we want 11 and a half on one side. And on that side we are scoring at 4 and 9 sixteenths. And then turn that around and we want 11 and 5 sixteenths. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And And this time we are scoring at 2 6/16, which is that one. Make sure you've got the scoring tool and not the little bits can be a problem. Yeah, the little tiny bits. The normal measurements are good. It's when you get to the 16ths, that's when it gets a little bit too confusing, even for my little brain. Okay, so then and this is probably going to be very hard to see with the lines and the dots. So we just burnish those, and because it's paper, and this brightly gleaming paper is not quite as thick as some of our other DSP, I don't really see a need to burnish with a bone folder, because you could end up cracking the paper if you push too hard. So you just need a light fold, and then cut up these score lines. Now when you cut the score line, if you cut the score line out, so I've cut the score line is this side, and I've cut the score line off to make to cut it away to give you the room there to fold the paper, but you don't want to cut too much because you don't want gaps. And when it's quite a tight fit, just on these edges, you can wedge in so that you don't overlap. I can't talk and cut at the same time, especially with all these stripes going everywhere. It is way too hard to try and do those two things at once. Whoa. Okay, so we'll just, these stripes are making me go a bit dizzy. I didn't think of the paper choice whilst I was doing it. Those stripes are making they're making my eyes cross-eyed. Jess, and I'm the one that has to try and cut them. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we're not overlapping here too much, and that is a good fit. Good fit. Right, so we get some tape. You could use wet glue and you'd get a little bit more wiggle room, but I find tape a lot more easier. I love the other side better. This side, that's why I want that on the outside. That's how I want the decorator. Hi, Marie. All right. So we'll do one side at a time so that we don't... Oh, that's all right, Marie. That we don't get too messed up. Now we want tape on there as well. So that will have tape, and that will have tape, and then we'll just stick some tape across the top and the middle and the bottom, just to make sure that sticks down. Right, so you want to make sure this tape is stuck down good. Okay, so I think we'll do the front panel first. Just line that up with that score line. And push that in. Okay. So the score lines are there to help guide you. I've been off center just a little bit on that side, and I've got a bit more of a gap on that side, but that's all right. And then we'll pop these little flaps up first to hide them away. And then we can just fold that back for the minute. Pop. Oh, try and take the tape off for this one first. And then pop this one around. And so once you've got that first panel on, it does, I'd be an awful mess, but, and that's why I use the tape. I find it less messy than wet glue, but I know some people prefer wet glue and they seem very good at it, but I end up in a right raw mess with wet glue. So now I'll add the tape onto the other bit. And then some tape across here. All right, and then take the tape off the front panel again. And this one we can just fold down onto the ground or onto the table. And then these ones just fold around. So it comes together really simple. The way you tear that tape. Oh, I'm just so used to the tape, Laura. I just comes second nature. Somebody else commented that I make using tape look really easy. I'm like, I've just been using the tape for so long, and it's my go-to adhesive. All right, so then this is our front because we've got those back bits there. Now we could trim up, we have a little bit of overlay here. So we could trim that up. now that everything's there. Oh. It's only a little bit, so I'm pretty happy with that. And then I've just got some retired Night of Navy seam binding ribbon. The brightly gleaming ribbon, I've got a tiny bit left, but I don't think there's going to be enough to go around the box and do a bow, so I thought I'd use up some of this retired ribbon so I could do a bow. Seriously thinking I need that tape tipping tool. Yeah, this is the Take Your Pick tool, Donna, and it's really good. It has the pokey end, which is what I use for the tape, plus this other end, which I've used, and mine's full of goop from other gluey bits. But you just clean that off with, what have I got? Eucalyptus oil. I just haven't got round to it. So, and it peels off. And then there's also there's the other attachment that goes in this end. I just take it off because I find it a bit heavy when I'm using the tape. And it's got gluey sticky bits to pick up sequins or some little tiny embellishments. And then there's a separate piece now that you can purchase for the dye brush to brush out all the tiny little bits in your intricate dyes. It's fabulous. Alright, so we're going to do some stamping. I didn't get any cardstock out or anything for stamping, but we're going to do some stamping. I thought we'd use the Itty Bitty Christmas, and let's use this Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, because that's nice. I need a block. I need some ink. And I need some cardstock. I was trying to pack up before my extravaganza day tomorrow, and I've packed up everything. Here's a bit of cardstock. And we can stamp. And then I might get a punch. Oh, that's pretty. Might just grab a punch. My go-to punch is the 2-inch circle and the starburst. I'm just trying to find a copper foil sheet. You can tell how organised I am tonight, can't you? Yeah. Copper foil sheet. Oh, not in the ink. And we'll punch that out. And then we'll punch. Oh, lovely, Karen. Well, you're doing better than me with Australia Post, Karen. I've got still waiting on a Stampin' Up package, which I ordered over a week ago. One arrived. I ordered them on the same day. And one arrived and the other one has not shown yet. And it's the one I did need for tomorrow has arrived, which is great. But it's also was the smaller of the two orders, so it's my big order that's gone walkabout, which is hopefully it will show up next week. And we'll just stick that on there. And get some dimensionals. Actually, I want to stick some stars on here first. Where are my copper stars? These little copper star embellishments. And have them on there now. Some some dimensionals. And then that can sit there. Now, this is for their goodie bag tomorrow, so I know it fits a stamp set in there. And I have, where did I put that? And it fits a 6x6 paper in there. And some ribbon, and that's like it fits a couple of rolls of ribbon and another pack of paper. So that is the goodie bag box. I'm not going to show you the goodies because they're a surprise for the ladies that are coming to the day tomorrow. But lots of things can fit inside that, and that's how I'm going to present it to the ladies. So I just wanted to show you how I go about covering boxes or coming up with my own measurements, because I get a lot of questions about that all the time. So hopefully I didn't make it look too complicated, because it is very simple, and that you give it a go, because this was heaps easy, and you could do cereal boxes. You could do the Stampin' Up boxes that we get orders in. Lots of different things. And just cover them and make them pretty. So thank you for joining me. And don't forget to share and comment and things like that to go in the draw for next week's Facebook draw for the Facebook Live, but also it'll be the massive draw for the $70 prize as well. Hi, and thanks for sharing. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing you all next week, and hopefully you have a lovely weekend and it's full of crafting. Thanks, ladies. Bye.